Good motherfucking morning to you beautiful motherfuckers. Anywho, yeah. So, different back session. Again, still working on thickness, making my back thick. Yes, so anyway, this was actually my last back training session for 2 weeks. I've got to have 2 weeks off as I've had major surgery. Finally had my foot sorted out, so as you can see by my old post, 22 years I've been waiting for this surgery. No joke, no lie. Bit of a joke that I've had to wait, but never mind. So you can see the pain that I've always been in, trying to actually carry out any sessions, let alone walk. I'm meant to be on crutches most of the time. Anyway, so placement of your hands and elbows. You know, you get a lot of people saying to you, drive with your elbow, pull with your elbow. Like, if you don't actually understand what that means, it's a bit like me saying scapular plane and dorsiflex when you plant your foot, and you know, it's just nonsense. So yeah, a kind of layman's terms, we're just going to work the upper back here by holding the handles and driving your elbows back, pulling with your hands. So you would be pulling with your hands and not your elbows, really, when you think about it. But the idea is, if you think of a shrug and like a rowing motion, that's kind of what you're trying to imitate in that movement. So anyway, yeah, I did a few of them, and then I went over to the actual cable machine. It was a bit of fun actually. So I've lost weight, as you can probably tell, which is why I look leaner. So when you start going heavy on the machines, it's kind of hard to keep your balance, so your form will really suffer. But like I said, I'm a big believer in you don't always need perfect form. It's not about this whole science-based this and science that. It's about having fun, enjoying it, doing what works. So anyway, yeah, I was doing the pullovers and I went up in weight. And then after a different set, like say with this, doing, like a lat pull down, but with a dual handle. So you're trying to work both sides at the same time, but unilaterally. So you're ironing out flaws, and you can pull a little bit more with the other, and also assist the weaker side. So I did a lot of supination as well, because I believe for myself it works brilliantly at creating that density to my lats. Not to say that I don't do an overhand grip, because I do. And yeah, posing, I'm always trying to hit my posing. It's something that I suffer with. I do believe my posing is spot on, so I'm always trying to iron out the flaws. And then as you can see here, there we go, adding more weight. This is where my form does start to suffer, but it becomes a lot heavier than what I actually am. So trying to keep myself there and doing like a pullover movement is actually quite difficult. But it's fun. So yeah, I like to keep a slight bend in the elbow as if you were on a knotless pullover machine or using a dumbbell, and keeping the movement the same. Actually, it's not actually that bad considering the fact it's heavier than me. So then I went over to a seated row, and then yes, I used a bit of momentum to pull it back, but I'm trying to shock the muscle at the same time. So some sets I do it complete slow, complete tension, like. And then other sets I will go, do you know what, just move the weight, control it back, or I let it pull me forward and then control it back. Like, depends, like this now. So more control, but leaning forward. So this hits your lats in a completely different way. So again, about one way to see all, or this is the correct way, is a load of rubbish. So this variation here, if you ever try it, you will see what I'm saying. Like, your lumbar is part of your lat and your thoracic, you really feel it. And again, getting into some posing, trying to work on that mind to muscle connection as you're doing certain exercises. So yeah, look, boom, starts to pop out. Unfortunately, we never look like that after your sessions, do we? It's sort of short-lived. You get that pump, you look good, and then it's gone, and you feel like ants again. So anyway, I like to think I'm making faces with my back. So yeah, as you look, as you tense, you can see like it looks like a kind of devil's face or horns or goat. Yeah, just making fun in your movements of your back by the looks of it. So anyway, yeah, back to high pull. But wow, what I'm doing, if you can notice, is I'm trying to almost row as I pull it back, so then you get a better squeeze and a shrug at the same time. So you're kind of getting more out of it, if that makes any sense. So I'm like the whole top half of my back again, this one, I went a bit slower, more control. There we go, there's your shrugs. So Kelso shrugs, you usually do it on like a T-bar row, but I like to do them on every bit of equipment. Like I can try and imitate that same movement. So this is another one that I found that works really, really well for myself. So again, anyway, yeah, elbows flared nice and high, just to hit that top portion of your back. When you get leaner, you will see like all your rhomboids and like your teres minor, major, your like supraspinatus, interspinatus, all these different muscles come out. And one of the best ones I reckon is like the ipsilateral one between your lat, your rib cage, when you do your front double bicep with that. But yes, anyway, so I'm shrugging as well as rowing and trying to concentrate on that top section of the back, trying to create more meat, more thickness, more density to it. In fact, what you could try, which I found very beneficial, if you do a heavy row, then go into this movement and do it light and under control, you feel it a lot more, rather than just trying to put a load of weight and thinking, well, I must move weight. One of the rules of bodybuilding is that you're not a weight slinger, you're a bodybuilder. So a lot of the times you're using a very light weight, just under strict control. And this is where so many people get put off, because there's so much criticism, like, oh, you're only doing partial reps, or oh, you're only moving a small weight, and what? Who cares? Why do you even care about what someone else is doing? Like, what's another man got to do with you? Like, think of it in that perspective. You're a man. First of you are watching another man, so that's a bit concerning. Then you want another man's thoughts in your head to what they're doing. You pay so much more attention to what another man is doing rather than yourself. See what I'm saying? Like, why are you so concerned about what someone else is doing? So bear that in mind. Don't let people like that get to you, because they should be worrying about themselves, not you. It's a bit concerning. Or unless they are just genuine and they just show it in a hating way, because people are backwards, I suppose. But again, so moved over to a seated row, and then started doing a bit of posing before the set, and then do the set, and then sometimes I do the pose again after. So then in my head, what I'm doing is I'm feeling that muscle contract as I do the pose, and then I'm trying to imitate it with doing the actual weight. And I find this helps a lot as well, especially when you're trying to really pull your lats out to get that big cobra back. Again, actually, yeah, I'm a bit podgy there, so I was going to say, when you're leaner, you do see a lot more and you do look a lot bigger. But yeah, my midsection, I will admit, it is a bit podgy at the moment, even though I have been like cutting. But now I'm injured and I'm resting, so I am going to get podgy. But anyway, in here I still look kind of lean.
This one hits it a bit higher up,
you can see those different muscles like firing and rippling and things like that. So again, yeah, pose before, do the exercise, and then pose after, if you so wish to. I find it helps a lot. And then just change it as well. Like, so a second ago you saw it was slightly higher, and I wasn't pulling back so much, and then I changed it a bit more towards my belly button, and then pulled my back more of an arch, and then I did a high shrug, and then went back over to the seated row machine, where I'm not actually sat on it at all. I'm actually led on it with my clavicle part of my chest, like the collarbone section of your chest, the real top part, placed on the top of the pad. So I always find any sort of row movement, chest supported, takes your breath massively. And when you're like myself and you've got breathing problems anyway, and heart issues, it's always best to try and not suffocate it as much. So anyway, yeah, put the clavicle section on, you can still breathe. And then throughout the set, now I'm thinking, but throughout the set I was changing my hand placement. So instead of just going stop, do your set, change hand placement, do another one. I just kept moving my body into different positions, and then moving my hand placement into different positions. And as you can see, I personally get a lot more activation. And then what I wanted to try and see was, which is also why I do the videos, what works better for me. So then I went over to a high to low cable row, and yes, this does work, and it actually works better than I thought it was going to, but not for the section of the back that I wanted it for. So yeah, overall that machine is perfect, so I will be adding it in more. And again, a bit more posing, trying to work on like the Christmas tree, if you were, like getting that to pop out a bit more. And I can do this really cool thing with my back, and it looks like I've got a six-pack on it. Very unusual, but have fun, enjoy.